Aprilia unveiled the first-generation RSV4 in 2009 to replace the much-loved 60-degree V-twin RSV Mille. The RSV4 has been continually evolved over the years, its glorious beginning the product of a brain trust that included Claudio Lombardi, Romano Albesiano, Luigi Dall'Igna, as well as legendary designer Miguel Galluzzi. With such auspicious beginnings, it's no wonder the RSV4 has been the pride and joy of Noale for going on a decade and a half. While much has evolved technically in that time, the V4 heart remains one of the unquestioned gems in modern motorcycling. No twin pulse firing order here. The howl of the V4 boiling over at Redline is as close to the modern V4 Victory soundtrack as you'll get this side of paradise. There are two variants of the RSV for the base model 1100 and the Factory edition. The base RSV4 1100 retains the Sachs suspension, non-adjustable steering damper and cast alloy wheels of its 999 cubic centimeters RSV4 RR predecessor. The RSV4 Factory is upgraded with semi-active Öhlins Smart EC 2.0 electronically adjustable suspension, forged wheels, Öhlins electronic adjustable steering damper and a choice of two Factory edition paint schemes. The RSV4 has a homologation busting 1099 cubic centimeters V4 engine that Aprilia claims produces 217 horsepower and 92 pound-feet of torque. On the CW dyno it produced 189 horsepower and 85 pound-feet of torque. Despite those eye-watering numbers, its user-friendliness and overall flexibility are the most appealing traits. An aggressive throttle connection combined with immediate torque allows it to jump off a corner while the ripping mid to top-end power seemingly never stops. Despite gearing being noticeably taller than that of its competitors, gear selection is less crucial. For a quick lap time there is just so much power available everywhere in the RPM range. The exhaust note is music to any enthusiast's ears too. Both the base and Factory models use Brembo Stylema calipers with dual 330mm discs up front and a 220mm disc in the rear. A Bosch 9.1 MP ABS setup provides cornering functionality. While the hardware is completely modern, the RSV4's brakes don't have as much stopping power as the competition and it takes a little more force to get the bike slowed down. This is more noticeable at the racetrack. While the RSV4's measured wet weight of 465 pounds is some 30 pounds heavier than the lightest up-spec competition, the chassis still offers impressive feedback and the suspension provides predictable behavior when pushed. Chassis response is superb, the only downside being sluggish handling in side-to-side transitions. Switching between electronic suspension modes on the Factory changes the character of the ride. As Don Canet notes, chassis feedback in suspension A2 demonstrated further improvement, providing greater feel for what was happening at the tire contact patch. This, along with improved exit stability and reduced fore-aft pitch under acceleration and braking, allowed me to remain more relaxed at the controls and elevate my pace. Switching to A1 may overwhelm your senses at first if you're not accustomed to a taut race setup. Given time, the feedback and road feel you get through the bike's touchpoints becomes the sport bike equivalent of reading Braille. The APRC system was updated for 2021 and includes the new AEB, which allows for adjustable engine brake control that is now independent from the selected engine map. Other components to the APRC include traction control, wheelie control, 3 engine maps, launch control, quickshift, pit limiter and cruise control. The RSV4 features 6 ride modes: ABS with cornering function, large TFT dash and cornering lights. The small joystick controller found on the previous RSV4 has been replaced with a more user-friendly 4-button arrangement on the left switchgear cluster, so navigating the on-screen options is now far easier with a gloved thumb. With the bike stationary, you're able to select between vehicle modes labeled Road and Race. Road gains access to street-centric features including cruise control, and if the accessory Aprilia MIA multimedia unit is installed, dash integrated phone, music and navigation info. Ride-by-wire engine maps labeled Street and Sport are preloaded with APRC settings suited to general street and wet road conditions, along with the ability to adjust the default APRC parameters with a user ride mode.